Hello and welcome back to the Monday Night Show. Joining me tonight, we've got Gary. How you doing, Gaz?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Till, how you doing?
Yeah, all good, all good. Now we're on the back of 2 wins, so not necessarily happy days, but we can't complain. 2 wins, a win against Aston Villa yesterday, and a win in the Conference League against NS Mura. So, how have you found the last 2 games for Spurs?
Y- Yeah, it's been better, much better. I think we needed it. Definitely needed them wins. So yeah, I think definitely needed. After the North London derby last weekend, obviously that made it 3 losses in a row in the league. So we
Yeah.
needed to get back into some form and try something different. So it's good, really good to see. It's just a bit uplifting for the mood as well. So
Yeah.
it's good.
We must add, of course, that tonight Instagram's down, Facebook's down, and WhatsApp's down. So, yeah, we are trying our best to get this stream out. I'm not sure if it's going to reach anyone tonight. So, if anyone does tune into the stream, do leave us a comment, and we'll try and interact with everyone in the chat. But yeah, bit of a weird feeling, Instagram being down and WhatsApp. Like me and you guys, we've had to communicate through Twitter Messenger tonight, which I've never had to
Yeah,
use before.
yeah,
So yeah,
definitely.
let's talk about the game yesterday. Then Tottenham Hotspur 2,
Yeah.
Aston Villa 1. We'll start with the lineup. We've got the lineup on screen now. What did you make of the lineup then yesterday?
Yeah, well, looking at that lineup, strong, really
Mhm.
strong. I think we had to go for a strong lineup. Don't think Nuno had a choice. But when I saw that, I was pretty confident that we was going to win. So I said, if we don't get anything, no more than a point, then I would have had to say Nuno out. But I think he's tried something different, different formation as well. Looks like Ndombele played a number 10 role.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I mean, it looks like as the game wore on, we definitely grew into it. So, yeah, but that team there, the back four especially for me was quite solid. So, and the rest of the squad was good. Nice to see Skip getting a start. But yeah, the attack. I mean, the front three looked dangerous as well. But yeah, all round it just looked like a good starting 11.
Yeah, so the main change was the formation. So we've been playing a 4-3-3 most games, and it's not worked, has it? We've really tried to, or Nuno's really tried to get something out of Dele Alli, and he's tried him in that position with the 3 midfielders, and it's not worked for Dele. He's not
Yeah,
creating anything. He's not getting stuck in. He had the work rate in the City game, but since then he's really, what's the word, will come off the rails a bit and just been ineffective, especially against Palace and Arsenal and Chelsea. But I think we've seen the best of Oliver Skip now. I mean, I feel like Højbjerg and Skip, their first names on the team sheet once again. What did you make of Højbjerg and Skip as a partnership? And do you think they're going to be playing a lot more now throughout the rest of the season?
yeah, I think so. I don't know. I don't understand why Nuno dropped Skip on a couple of occasions because I think
Mm,
Skip was doing a good job. Obviously, if you watch the previous podcasts, I do go on about Skip a lot, and at the minute, he is one of my favourite players.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm enjoying watching Skip. I think he's a passionate lad, solid, and but yeah, I think if him and Højbjerg form that partnership in the middle, there we'll have a solid midfield, and obviously it'll help the defence a lot as well. They both track back, both really want the ball, so it's just nice to see that.
Mm,
And I think that's what we've lacked in previous seasons, just having that midfield with a bit of bite to it, and I think Skip shows that. So
yeah.
yeah, good midfield partnership there for me.
Yeah, so Skip and Højbjerg partnership, we do feel it could be a bit defensive, but what it has allowed is Højbjerg to get forward, and he's got his second goal of the season. He scored against Rennes away, and
Yeah,
now he scored yesterday against Aston Villa, and it was a very composed finish from a defensive midfielder, you could say. But yeah, nice to see Højbjerg getting forward, getting in these positions, and give and go. It was a 1-2 with Son. He won the ball, give it to Son, and Højbjerg continued his run into the box. But yeah, what do you think of Højbjerg in more of a attacking sense? You've mentioned it before about that he's
yeah,
got a quite good pass on him, and he likes to get forward. What have you made of Højbjerg in attacking sense?
yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I've seen it in previous matches. I've seen Højbjerg, like I said to you, I think he plays a bit of a deep lying playmaker role. So he, plays a bit as a defensive midfielder, but obviously he can dribble the ball forward as well. I've seen it doing a few times so far this season, and it quite surprised me because I thought Højbjerg was the sort of bloke who looked like he can't dribble past anyone, but he actually
Hmm.
can. He's good at it.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I think if he can get forward a bit more, probably supporting Ndombele, support the attackers as well. Yeah, I think I think he's more of a box to box midfielder. I think that would suit him playing that role, like what Sissoko tried to do in that season. Maybe he could be our Sissoko, obviously better. But yeah, Højbjerg for me, I think he's trying to find the Nuno system. I think it's been a bit on and off for him lately, but I think this new formation that we've tried, I think it's worked. So yeah, but I think if Højbjerg's got that right partnership there with Skip, hopefully they look like sort of two players who never get injured. Højbjerg's played every game in the league so far. Well, since he's signed for Spurs, and for Skip as well, he's never been out injured. There was that one game against Palace when he didn't look like he was match fit. So, but yeah, them two can stay injury free. I think that'd be vital, absolutely massive to the starting 11.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of Højbjerg and Skip as a partnership. I was a bit wary at the beginning about how defensive they could be, but there's only one football on the pitch at the end of the day, and if one of them's breaking up play and one of them's getting forward, they really do complement each other well. But you've mentioned the back four, and I think home debuts for Emerson Royale. I think that's his home debut, wasn't it, in the Premier League?
I believe so. Yeah.
What did you make of Emerson and Romero?
Well, Emerson for me, after Son for me was probably man of the match. But if it didn't go to Son, I would have given it to Emerson because I think he was good. I think he was brilliant yesterday. He was impressive. Didn't really put a foot wrong, I thought. I think he done his job as a right back. He got forward when he did and defended when he could as well. He was impressive, really good. I think we haven't had a quality right back like that for a while. So I feel we'll definitely start the next game. For sure. I think Tanganga will have to fight for his spot for right back now. We might just have to drift into centre back. But I think Roy Emerson, for me, looked a bit more composed. And yeah, he just done a bit of a tidy job there. Romero as well, I thought he was quite good yesterday. Again, the first minute or two, he was a bit sloppy with his passing. But as he got into the game, he done quite well. Kept the strikers a bit quiet. Kept Danny Ings quiet. I noticed Danny Ings.
One shot on target. Danny Ings yesterday.
One shot.
Danny Ings only had one shot on target yesterday. I think he scored on his last 4 visits to White Hart Lane or to Tottenham.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So it's very impressive.
I think him and Dyer. Well, I think Romero did quite well to keep him quiet because I know he's a threat, good striker. So I think Romero did well there.
Yeah, one thing I did notice about Romero, he was pinging some nice balls over the top, and I mean for a South American just to come into the side and almost play his own game, play the way he wants to play, and he's confident to spread the ball up across the pitch, so much better than just hoofing it upfield, which we've done in the past with our other centre backs that we've got. We're just hoofing it and just hoping for something to land at like Humming-Son's feet, but there seemed much more of fluidity in the team, and especially I think it mainly was down to the formation, the 4-2-3-1. You got your mug as well, but it created the width, and again, like even Reguilon, I thought Reguilon had a better game yesterday, and got forward. I think he had a good link up with Humming-Son on the left hand side as well, created a few chances. What we've got here? We've got our man's back, our man Lask. I feel this could be the best lineup for Spurs. Welcome to the stream, Lask. I feel like this could be the best lineup for Spurs for the future. Yeah, talking about the lineup then. The one position that is up for debate is the number 10 role with Ndombele. What did you make of Ndombele yesterday in the 10 and the number 10 position in future going forward?
Well, for me, he looked like he couldn't last the 90 minutes yesterday. He looked like there was times when he was strolling. But I think having a player like Ndombele there, having that presence. Hello, Dan. Thanks for joining us.
I know. Yeah, Dan's got his own YouTube channel. I've tuned into his channel a couple of times. I think he's in Florida, I believe. But let us know in the comments, Dan, where you're from. I've definitely checked out a few of your videos. But go on, back to Ndombele, Gaz. Sorry, mate.
I was just going to say, like his presence is having his presence there. It's solid, having that presence. But I think the problem is, I think he's still got to work on his fitness. For me, I think Giovanni Lo Celso could be the next player in that position to give it a go. Because I feel obviously he got his goal on Thursday night, and then he come on, had a bit of a cameo yesterday. He should have scored that goal. He had a chance towards the end there, but I don't know. I think it's definitely up for grabs for sure. I think Brian Gill should be tested there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Delhi's had about 6 matches to try and do something in that role, but he's just been poor. So
the only one he had. Sorry for cutting you off, but the only impressive bit of play from Delhi was the assist in the Wolves game in the cup, that through ball to Kane, and that's all we've seen from him. But he's taking responsibilities on the penalties, but we need so much more from him, Delhi, don't we?
Oh yeah, definitely. We need the 19-year-old who came from Milton Keynes and absolutely took the Premier League by storm. You know, no one expected him to have a breakthrough season, but I think in his first season, his first two or three seasons, whatever it was, he was easily one of our best players, easily one of the best number 10s in the Premier League. But now he just looks poor, looks really not interested.
It's bizarre. Like
I think maybe he should have moved on. I think there was talks about him having a loan move. I think the loan probably could have done him good. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's happening with Delhi. Maybe he's missing Pochettino because he didn't do it under Mourinho, and he looks like he's not doing it under Nuno either. So I think he's definitely missing Pochettino. So yeah, it's a strange one. I can't work that one out with Delhi.
Yeah, I think with Delhi, especially if we've got the international break coming up, when you think about the number 10 role, I think Delhi wouldn't be in the top 10 to 15 candidates now. There's so much potential. You got Foden, you Grealish, and then
even Jesse Lingard's winning that debate.
Yeah, Lingard. You can go on and on and on. I mean, James Maddison should come back to form at some point. There's loads of players there. Lingard, like you said. Dan is from Florida. Lass says, I would remove Undon Bele and play Mura in cam and get Bergwijn when he's back from injury. What do you think of Mura in the cam? He does play quite central lately, Lucas Moura. I think Mourinho likes playing him quite central. What do you make of him? I'd throw him out wide myself.
Strange one, really. I think I don't know. I think he enjoys playing it in being in the middle there, because I think when he plays a bit more central, he'll have, in this case, he's going to have Emerson playing going forward as the right back. So I don't know, I think he's a bit more in that central role. I think he's a bit more clinical. You know, he scores more goals out wide. I don't think a winger suits him. I think if he was like a right-sided forward, not so much a winger, but maybe more of a right-sided forward, maybe it could suit him well. But I think having a number 10, I don't know if it would suit him as per se. I think maybe as a striker, I think he could work better as a striker. He does score the goals on his day. He scores some brilliant goals. You know, he can rifle them in top corner, and he's got a powerful left foot on him. Well, I think both feet he's quite powerful with. Even headers.
He's got a great leap. Yeah.
Oh my God! Like, he's not the tallest of footballers, but my God, does he win the headers?
Yeah. He's a weird one, Lucas Moura. I'm not sure if he's got quicker acceleration or quicker sprint speed. I'm still not sure if he's quicker with the ball or without the ball. You don't really, because we don't really play how we used to, like Gareth Bale, where we played the ball into space for Bale to run onto. We don't really do that with Lucas Moura. We almost give him the ball to his feet, and he's got to try and dribble his way up the pitch. Lasker said Bergwijn was amazing in the start before injury. Well, we won 3 out of 3 with Bergwijn starting. Yeah. And then when Harry Kane come into the side for Bergwijn, that's when it went downhill. Lass says, do you think Poch will get sacked in PSG and might have a chance to come back to Spurs? Gaz, what do you make of that one?
I thought of this earlier, actually. I don't know if Poch coming back would be the answer. I think we have moved on from Poch. I think some fans obviously want Poch because he took us to a next level that we've never experienced before. But I think, look, would Poch come back? Not anytime soon, I don't think. I reckon maybe in a year or two's time, but I don't think he'd come back anytime soon. I think if, let's say, worst case scenario, Nuno was sacked, I don't think they'd call Pochettino straight away. I think they would go for maybe a mid-term manager, someone to be there for at least 3 years, but I don't think it would be Pochettino. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, we'll try and stay off the manager talk for tonight. We'll try. Let's go back to the Villa game. One question I've got to ask you then: whose goal was it, Lucas or an own goal?
Oh, it's a tough one. It still looks like it's Lucas Moura to me. I looked at it from one angle, I said it was Lucas. Looked at it from another angle, and it was an own goal. But it's hard to say.
Mm.
Really, I thought it was Lucas Moura personally, but they say it's an own goal. What do you think?
From what I saw, I think Lucas, but I don't know. I can't make my mind up. I say Lucas from my own eyes, but if people want to credit it to Matt Target, they must see something there. But it's a shame for Lucas because he really needs to get off the mark, doesn't he? That's
Yeah,
one thing he's lacking.
goals.
Just these numbers. He does put in some good performances, but when you look at the stats for Lucas and Bergwijn, it's very poor when you look at the stats of the two players and when it comes to starting. Let's talk about our favourite player right now, Heung-min Son. What did you make of Sonny's performance yesterday?
Wow, he put in 110% yesterday. He just, you can tell he loves playing for the club. And he always gets stuck in. Always he wants to do what's right for the club. He loves it here. His passion. I just wish more and more players would like him. Want to play for the club, want to put their heart and soul into it, and and just perform like what Sonny does. Because I think we're lucky to have him. I think he's lucky to still be with us. And he signed a long-term contract, so he's serious about achieving things here, and he wants it badly. He really wants to. Wants to do that at Spurs. So I think we should be grateful we've got a player like Son because I think at the minute he's saving us right now.
Yeah, it's funny because every time we sign a new player, they always say, "Oh, my aim is to win trophies at Tottenham," and then they're either a flop or they get sold within a couple of windows. But
Yeah,
Son, he really, really, really does want to win a trophy at Spurs, doesn't he? And
yeah. I think
every game he's always happy to do the match interviews, whether we win, lose, or draw.
yeah,
And he gets it, doesn't he? He gets it with the fans, and you saw with the celebrations when we went 2-1 up, he was proper, getting the crowd
urging them.
going.
Yeah,
But it does feel like Heung-min Son is Mr. Tottenham now and not Harry Kane. What do you think?
yeah. Definitely. I think the tables have turned there for sure. I think like you said, Sonny's definitely Mr. Tottenham. I think he's I think they should do a statue of him outside.
Yeah, we'll get
The
this
stadium.
on your statue. Yeah, if they don't build it, I'm sure the Koreans would make it themselves outside the ground.
Oh yeah, they'd do it for nothing as well.
One thing I want to ask you about Aston Villa. Was you disappointed in Aston Villa? Did you expect more from them?
Well, I wasn't expecting an easy game. Obviously, they were going to be on a high from the win against Man United last week at Old Trafford. But yeah, I mean the way we were playing, the way Villa were playing as well. I think with Villa, they just caught us at the right time. I think in terms of like form wise, they had spells where they probably could have scored a couple themselves. I think on the day they were poor clinically. I think Watkins' goal could have easily been avoided. But I think on the day, they just didn't have their shooting boots on, especially Danny Ings. I think the Villa's defence though is quite a good defence. It's a hard one to break down, that's for sure. And I think the squad itself is definitely improved because I think growing up when we was watching football, for me, Villa were always that mid-table club. I think they were on a brief rise when Martin O'Neill was in charge.
That's it. Yeah.
And then after he left, it just sort of went downhill. There, they were sort of like going mid-table, then fighting for relegation. Then eventually they were relegated. And since they've come back to the Premier League, they look a better team. They look a better team. It wouldn't surprise me if they try and aim for a European spot this season. But I mean, it's still a tough team. I wouldn't fancy playing them again anytime soon. So, but I think they'll have a good season this year.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I think if we got like Villa away in the cup, I wouldn't be confident, because they are a pretty good
wouldn't
side.
be confident.
I feel like they almost went too attacking to start with. I think they may have been better off having Buendia on for Watkins and then bring Watkins on second half. They didn't have too much to bring off the bench. They brought on Buendia and then we scored.
Strange one was when Danny Ings went off and then they bring on this young fellow I've
Cameron.
never even heard of. But apparently he only made his debut last week against Man United.
I think he got a hat trick in the cup against Rochdale or something, or maybe someone lower than that in the League Cup this season. But yeah, it was quite a strange one. Last
Yeah.
pass, who will be faster in 100-meter race, Son or Lucas? What did you say, Gaz?
I think goes back to our on the ball, off the ball debate, doesn't it? I think it is Lucas. I think Lucas Moura is fast.
Mm.
I think he is fast, but Sonny, I think Sonny is quicker with the ball. It looks like, but I think it depends. If on the ball, I'd say Son. Off the ball, I'd say Lucas.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. It would be interesting. Glass says Villa are doing good without Grealish. They're better than what most of the people thought. Yeah, like you said about when Martin O'Neill was there, and then they went on the decline, and then since they found a gem in Grealish, that's really brought them back up. You know.
Yeah.
Anything else to add on Aston Villa before we move on to NS Mura?
No, I think that's more or less covered. Can move on now.
Yeah. So Tottenham Hotspur 5, NS Mura 1. The game was on BT Sport, wasn't it? Did you watch it on BT Sport?
Yeah, well, I had a link for BT on my phone anyway because I haven't got BT Sport at home, so I just watch it on my phone. But yeah, saw the game. Nice to get off the mark early doors.
Very bright start. Yeah, sorry, go on, mate.
I was going to say a bit disappointing that some of the fringe players, if you like, didn't step up for this one. Players like Harry Winks, even like Doherty. Doherty wasn't too bad. Still not first team quality for me. I think obviously interesting to see Romero play on the Thursday and then see him play again on the Sunday. So obviously getting his fitness up and getting him used to our system. But yeah, I think Dane Scarlett chucked in at the deep end as well. I think maybe if he started alongside Harry Kane or even Son, I reckon he might have scored. But I think doing it on his own was a bit hard. I mean, he's really inexperienced at the minute. It's a shame, if he's a if he's in the team, we want him to see him score. He's a striker. I know he's only 17, but we've seen 17-year-old strikers do it before, and we're just hoping that it gets to that eventually. I mean, give him time. He's like I said, he's only young. When he's, I'm sure he's going to be a good player when he's older anyway.
Yeah, it was frustrating for Scarlett. He wasn't hiding away from the ball at all. He was getting stuck in. Just never really got his chance, and I'm not sure whether it was creativity. I think it's probably because we went 2-0 up without him. Really, we went 2-0 up, and then the urge to score wasn't like a necessity as much, was it? Because we was already 2-0 up, and then obviously once Kane come on, he got the hat trick. So there wasn't that much for Scarlett to create. Really, I mean, there wasn't anything there for him to have a chance with. What did you make of Lo Celso then? We mentioned it earlier. Very good goal, and then I don't know how many assists he got. I think he set up at least 2 of Harry's goals, but probably the best Lo Celso performance I've seen quite a while.
Yeah. I think recently I've seen a better Lo Celso. I think maybe that number 10 role will suit him better. I mean, when we had that restart in the Premier League, when we had the lockdown, then it restarted. There was about 7 matches left, whatever it was. But I noticed Lo Celso was actually getting better, and I said to myself, next season he's going to be a good player. But we hadn't seen a fraction of him for probably a good season. Maybe injuries haven't helped, but I think now we are starting to see a better Lo Celso, and I think he just needs more minutes, keep himself fit, and who knows, we might see the potential of him, and I hope we do, because we need a player like him to really step up, get amongst the goals, set them up as well, and creativity. That's what we're lacking there. So yeah, I think we'll see. I think we should give him one more season, and if it don't work out, then he will have to be sold.
I think this is one thing that the Europa Conference League does do. It does give these players a chance to show what they can do. And I think a player like Lo Celso, he does look too good for Conference League football. Whereas Harry Winks and Matt Doherty, they almost blend in. But Lo Celso does look like that level above. So I think there is a player in there with Lo Celso. And I do feel like the 10 position could be the one for him. One player that we haven't mentioned yet is Brian Hill. What have you made of Brian Hill the last couple of weeks now?
Yeah, well, obviously still learning uh, learning a bit more football at Spurs and learning it the Spurs way. But I think given time, he will. I mean, I've said every week more or less. I think given time, he will be good. I think he just needs to bulk up a bit. I think he's too skinny, but.
Yeah.
But I think as a footballer, though, really good, solid, skillful player, confident player. He looks really confident for a young lad as well.
Mm.
But yeah, I just hope he does come good like soon rather than later. So, but give him time. I think he will become good. He's number 11, so it's like a first team number 11. So if we see him there, I just don't think he's been given the chance much in the Premier League. He comes off the bench and there's only like 5-10 minutes left of the match. I think it's pointless. I think he needs to be given like at least 20 minutes, maybe half hour, to show his worth.
Yeah, I think that's one thing Pochettino used to do. He used to make quite risky changes during like must-win games or games that we couldn't afford to drop points in. I think he done that in the past with Harry Winks, maybe Oliver Skip, brought on these players when they're like big decisive moments. I think he done it with Josh Onoma once as well in the cup against Burnley. He brought him on when it was quite a big moment in the game, and thankfully we still won the game. But yeah, we definitely need to see more from Brian Hill. What do you think his best position is? Because he's saying left wing in his Spanish interview. But do you think he'll be any good in the 10 role?
10 role, maybe, possibly. I said if it comes to it, I reckon he'd be good as a striker. If he's someone who can take players on. I mean, you look at Messi. Messi started off as a winger. Messi is now probably a centre forward. Or he plays anywhere. Plays right. Plays left. Plays centre. Anywhere in that package, you can play anywhere. But I think with Gil, I think if he was told to play as a centre forwards and given the right tools, I think he'd do well there. Like I say, he's got the skill. I mean, he's got a good shot on him as well. Good left foot on him.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think give him that role there and take on some defenders because that's what we've lacked for a while now. And I think if he could do well there, I mean, a winger. I mean, he to me he reminds me a bit of a Luka Modric, but a wing version.
Yeah.
He's got that
in between Modric and Crankia in the middle.
Yeah, yeah, that sort of look about him. But yeah, I think it's a strange. I think time will tell. I think eventually Nuno will try him in another position. But I think try him as a striker. I mean, he's got a good foot on him. So I think put him there, see what he can do.
Yeah. So I know we've got Burnley in the League Cup and we've got Vitesse away. So there's definitely more opportunities for him to come. He has just been called up to the Spain squad as well, hasn't he? So Spain must like the look of him. Him and Reguilon both called up to the Spanish side.
Yeah.
So we mentioned Scarlett was quiet. Lo Celso pretty good. Dele pretty poor. Ben Davis wasn't in squad. I think that for NS Mura. I don't think he was in squad yesterday either. I've not heard anything about injury. Do you know anything about that one?
I think he's got a appendicitis.
Is that what you heard? I haven't got a clue.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've seen. Don't know if it's true or not, but I think he's got appendicitis.
So, but yeah, the Conference League, pretty nice win. What did you make of Kane's hat trick?
Yeah, I think considering the bad start he's had, I think he needed it. I think he needed to score score 3 goals, let alone 1, but score a hat trick. Yeah, I think it should do him the world of good when it comes to confidence. But to come off the bench, score a hat trick in 20 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that was just a sign that Kane will be coming back to his goal scoring form. So, but yeah, I think he needed it. I think he needed that hat trick. I just think scoring the goal, don't matter who the opposition is, you need to score the goals. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, like I said, there are some players you can just tell they're too good for the competition, and Kane's another one, and Son, of course, and Lo Celso now we could say. But what have you made of the Conference League then? I think we played Passos in the playoffs, and now Rennes, and now NS Mura. What have you made of it? Are you just enjoying watching Spurs like twice a week, or are you just not enjoying the competition?
I wouldn't say I'm not enjoying the Europa Conference League. I mean, yeah, it's another match for us to watch and see some more players play, like some young players, some fringe players, and all that. But as long as we don't see too many first teamers play in this competition, because I think if we can at least make the knockouts with a rotated side, then I think it'd be good for like Nuno to for like the depth. You can keep the players fresh for the Premier League matches at the weekend,
Mm.
and just play some and rest some players for rest the key players for the Europa Conference. But no, I wouldn't say I'm not enjoying it. I think I was saying about Rennes actually. They beat PSG last night.
Yeah, and I saw that one. So
2-0. So maybe a draw wasn't a bad result.
yeah, it's really hard to tell, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
I think Brentford beat Wolves away in the Premier League a couple of weeks ago, and then we only scraped it. But yeah, it's really hard to work out some of these fixtures. Yeah, what about Dylan Markande still not being able to get in the first team squad? This one, he wasn't in the first team squad for NS Mura. I don't think he was on the bench yesterday either. Are you frustrated not to see any of Dylan Markande yet?
Yeah, a little bit. I think a game like Mora would have been an ideal opposition for him to play against. I think get him on the pitch and give us another option for the first team. I think if he comes good, then yeah, I think it'd be like I said, a nice option, and it would I think it's a match where he could have done well in. Make him start the match or at least give him half an hour and just see what he can do. There's a lot of hype about him, but I hope we see him soon. Like real soon. I hope we see him, even against Burnley in the cup or even in the next Europa match. So, but
Yeah,
yeah, we do see him soon. I've heard good things about him. Another lad who could be considered, I think, is an under-18 striker at the minute called, I think it's Jamie Donnelly.
only yeah, it's meant to be banging moon. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
heard about him.
going for fun. I mean, I've kept track of him. He scores. I think he scored a hat trick against. No, he
Arsenal.
did score. Actually, he scored a goal against the Arsenal under-17s last week. So, and the
Yeah.
under-17 won that match 9-0.
Is he English or Irish? I can't
No,
remember.
I think he's Northern Irish actually.
Northern Irish. Oh,
Yeah, but looks he does look good. I think he's another another like Keon Etete or another
Mm.
Troy Parrott. That sort of player. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, but he's looking good. He does look good. I think it'll be another, maybe not this season, maybe next season or the season after. I think he will be considered. He'll probably go on the pre-season tour with the first team. So yeah, I think that's another name to look out for in the future.
Yeah, this Donnelly will probably come in, and then send Scarlett out on loan next season, and then Parrott we'll probably have a better look at Parrott next season. But Troy Parrott, like we've noticed, he's been doing pretty well. I think.
Yeah, I've heard rumours that even Championship clubs are interested in taking him on loan to in January.
Yeah, I wonder how that works. I'm not sure what the length of his loan deal is.
I believe it's
Not
a
sure.
season. I believe it is a season, but I think the Championship club will have to pay MK Dons compensation or something like that. Or
What would you do? Would you keep him at MK Dons or?
yeah, I'd keep him there. I think. Well, I'll just see. Yeah, I'd keep him there. I mean, looks like he's in good form. Looks like he's enjoying himself down there. So I wouldn't disrupt it because it could do disrupt his confidence. But I'd keep him there. I think just keep him there. He looks happy. He looks calm there. So and then when he comes back next season, hopefully he'll be a good player. Like how Oliver Skip come back into a much better player. So hopefully it's just the same for Troy.
It's an interesting one with Troy Parrott because Tottenham played MK Dons in pre-season, and the manager then was Russell Martin. He was the one that signed Troy Parrott, but then since then Russell Martin's left MK Dons to Swansea, I believe. I think he's gone Swansea.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
So whoever that MK Dons manager is, they're getting a tune out of Troy Parrott, which is great to see. I mean, as it was a Russell Martin signing, and the MK Dons manager is doing something we're at with Troy Parrott. So usually, what happens, the ex-manager signings end up on the bench or out of favour. But it's really good to see Troy Parrott still getting selected for MK Dons.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So let's just hope he keeps it up. And like I said, when he comes back next season, he'd be a better player.
And going back to Dylan Markande, one thing that's quite frustrating is that because Steven Bergwijn's injured, we feel like there is a bit of an opportunity for McCanday to be on the bench at least.
Yeah,
Obviously, when Bergwijn comes back, his chances of like making an appearance for the first team are going to be quite limited again. So it's a shame we've not seen McCanday yet. I'm not sure what the latest is with Bergwijn. I'm not even sure what his injury is. Is it ankle or his knee? I don't even know.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but when I last saw in his Instagram story, it was he had a cast on, so he had like a boot on. So I don't know if it's an injury, ankle injury, foot injury. I'm not sure, but I don't even know how long he's going to be out for either. So I hope it's soon because I feel like part of us has missed Bergwijn.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what I know he doesn't offer much attacking wise, but he does have the work rate. That's something that we think Delhi has the work rate, but you still there, Gaz?
Yeah, still here. You froze.
Sorry, mate. Let's talk. We're going to talk about transfer news shortly, but I have not. I looked at the calendar, the Spurs calendar, and we've got 4 away games in a row coming up. Did you know
Wow.
that? So we've got. I'm not sure if this is in order, but we've got Newcastle away,
Yeah.
West Ham away, Vitesse away, and Burnley away in the cup. So we won't be at home until Man United on October 30th.
Yeah.
So what did you make of that? How do you feel about Spurs right now? Then, obviously getting a win yesterday and winning the Conference League. How do you feel about Newcastle away? You a bit more confident?
Yeah, I'm a bit more confident. I think Newcastle away from me is definitely winnable. So I think we're capable of getting 3 points there. West Ham, I mean, we've found West Ham away tough over recent years, but we have won there before. Obviously, last season we lost, but I mean, previous season before that we won. So, but I think that's a winnable match as well. They lost 2-1 to Brentford yesterday. I think this them being in the Europa League, I think it's given them European hangovers for their Sunday
Yeah.
matches. You know, we've experienced that before as well. You know, we've had done well in Europe, come to the league match, we just sort of get that hangover, and we lose or we don't win the match, and it could be the same for them. But I mean, they're always up for the Spurs fixture; they love it, so they always seem to play well against us. But again, I feel like that could be a winnable match. I feel like Man United could be a winnable match as well. They've dropped
You've got
points.
confidence now. Go
Yeah,
on.
but they've well. I mean, it's the new system. I think the new formation could work, and obviously, provided we've got a nice, fully fit team, I think we'll do well. But United themselves, they've dropped points.
Sorry, mate. Go on.
I was going to say, Man United, they've dropped points. They what was it? Drew to who was it?
Everton.
They drew to Everton. Lost to Aston Villa, both at home as well. But I know their away record, I think they're still unbeaten, aren't they, in so many matches, like 28, 29 matches.
That's still going.
Yeah, it's still going. They haven't lost away from home yet.
Yeah. 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 I'm sure they'll have a. It'll still be a tough game, of course. But yeah. Newcastle, West Ham. Of course, with Newcastle game, St. Maximan's the player to look out for. And
Yeah.
I mean, I
So,
think
Callum Wilson, well, was a good player on his day.
Joe Willett, like I said,
Willock's a good player as well, yeah. But again, I think Newcastle for me could be. I think that's a winnable match. I think they've had a slow start, and I think West Ham could be as well. Although, like I said, West Ham would be the dodgy one out of Newcastle, them and Man United. I feel because they'll turn up. They'll really want to get one over us. It's a derby. It's like a big derby for them. So, but mind you, it's a big derby for us now. So, but
it's
yeah.
it's strange with the Newcastle game because if we lose that, it's almost going to be Nuno out again, isn't it? I mean, everyone's going to be on his back. I mean, I know Newcastle fans hate Steve Bruce. No one wants Bruce there. So it's going to be a real tough. I think it's still will be a tough game. One thing we haven't mentioned about the Villa game is that we actually scored 2 Premier League goals in the game for the first time this season.
Well, another thing about Villa as well, we conceded the equaliser and then we fought back and scored 3 minutes later. It just shows that if you work hard, you get that early reward.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a bit more fight and a bit more team spirit, especially after 3 hammerings really, Arsenal, Palace, and Chelsea. So
Yeah.
it was really impressive to see a bit more fight from Spurs, and us fans needed it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
so hard. It's so hard to do these talk shows and just slate the team because you get bored of it, don't you? You know, slating the board and slating the
Hmm.
manager. You want some
Yeah.
positivity, and you're trying to tell everyone some positivity, but you don't know what to tell people. You know. But yeah, it looks a lot more better right now. Should we move on to the transfer news? There's a little bit of transfer news to talk about.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Yeah, so a bit of transfer news. The first one was Sergio Aurier going to Villarreal earlier on today. What
Yeah, I
did you
saw
make of
that.
that transfer?
Yeah, I think it was probably the best he was going to get, to be honest with you. I don't know why. I'd probably holding out for a move to a bigger club. He probably wanted somewhere like, I don't know, AC Milan, but I don't think AC Milan wanted to pay the money. I don't think AC Milan need him, to be honest with you.
Italy are broke, aren't they? I think all the Italian teams are broke.
Yeah, I think that was the problem. But no, I think Villarreal's decent side to go to. You know, Europa League winners, Champions League football as well. So yeah, I think he'd do all right there. I think it'll suit him. You've got to think he's going to play alongside Juan Foyth and
Yeah,
Etienne Capoue as well under Unai Emery.
yeah, it's very
You couldn't make
strange.
that up, could you?
It's a weird one though. I'm not sure. I wonder if he just thought, "Sod it, I need to earn some money now and join Villarreal," or do you think he actually wanted to go? It's a weird one to actually ask Tottenham to terminate your contract for Villarreal. So I reckon he just wanted a fresh challenge. Full stop. You know.
Yeah, maybe. I think I don't know. I think he probably told he didn't have a future there at Tottenham. I think they wanted to try something different at right back. Obviously, that's why we went for Emerson.
Mm.
And obviously, Tanganga was playing there a lot as well. He was keeping Aurier, Doherty both out the team when they were there. But yeah, I don't know. It's a strange one with Aurier. I thought he probably. I think there was talks about him going back to PSG, but again, I don't know if they signed Hakimi, so there's
Yeah.
definitely no room for him at PSG. I thought he probably would have gone back to France, maybe someone like Marseille, Lyon,
Yeah.
Lille. I think Lille would have been a good move for him there as well. But yeah, Villarreal, bit of a strange one, but I don't know. It might suit him. He probably fancied a move to Spain, somewhere different. You know, gets nice weather every year as well. So who
Right,
knows?
Villarreal are in Champions League, aren't they?
Yeah. I just
He's
mentioned
playing
that. Yeah,
Champions League. He's playing Champions League football. So yeah, I suppose he
yeah.
can't complain really. I mean, they
They're,
probably
they're,
won't win the Champions League, but
they're Europa League winners as well. So that's how they got Champions League.
yeah, so it's not a bad side to go to really. Um, talk back to the transfer news and talking about players coming in. I'm not sure if it's actual official links yet or if it's just fans hoping for something to happen. But a few links have been coming out today. Tottenham being linked with Donny van der Beek. Would you take van der Beek at Spurs, or do you not
Yeah, I
see
think
him?
he's good. I think he's a good player. I think if we get the Van de Beek that played for Ajax
Hmm.
and not the one who plays for Man United, I think he's a good player there. I think we should have signed Van der Beek. I think he should have chosen us instead of United. Obviously, the move to United hasn't worked out. You've got to think their attacking midfielders are Bruno Fernandes and Jesse Lingard now.
Yeah. You even got what Mata? Is Mata still there?
I think Mata is still there, yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't think he plays as much. I think Pogba's playing a bit more an advanced role as well now. So, yeah, I'm
Hmm.
just not getting in the team. But when he does play, he's not poor. He probably just doesn't suit the system. But I think, yeah, I'll take him. I'll take him January loan move till the end of the season, or even maybe a swap deal. Probably Van de Beek for Ndombele.
You know what? I think everyone would take that. I mean, there are some Spurs fans that are still optimistic with Ndombele. What are your actual thoughts
Mm.
on Ndombele? I mean, for me, I've had enough now. I
Yeah,
want a player that can play 90 minutes and play for the badge. You know.
yeah, I think yeah, I think the fitness has been frustrating. I think, blimey, he's been there for 3 years. He's telling me he's still not fit.
Mm.
He must have serious issues for not to be fit. But I've seen him on his day. He's class. He's such a class player. But I don't know. Like I said, he just doesn't look settled here. He's never properly settled here in England. Maybe the move to England come too soon for him. But
Yeah, like you said, I don't think Premier League football suits him. You know, he probably needs to be at a PSG or a Real Madrid, just a team that has the ball all the time, even like a Bayern Munich. then he can just turn on the style when he fancies. George is back in the stream. Welcome back to the stream, George.
Welcome, George.
George says Van der Beek will go Tottenham. He never plays for United. But yeah, Van der Beek, he never gets a run, does he? You never see him in the squad. I don't even know what shirt number he is. That's how little he plays. Do you know what shirt number he is? I'd guess 18.
No, he wears 34.
Yeah, I would have. And that Matic.
Yeah. No, Matic was 31. I think Van der Beek was 34 because he said it was in memorial of his of a teammate who suffered a.
Nori. Is it Nori?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think he had a cardiac arrest, and he wrote, and he I don't know if he was had brain damage.
He's in a coma or something. Yeah, it's really horrible what happened. But
yes, that's why he said he wore 34. I think Joel Veltman wears 34 as well.
Where's Veltman? Did he go Brighton? Didn't he?
Yeah, it's Brighton. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember. I do remember the name, but yeah, I'd like to see Van der Beek. I think, if we're persistent with Ali and Ndombele, surely we can give Van der Beek a chance.
Yeah.
And I thought he looked like I just know it was just such an obvious signing, but it looked like just one then where when Man United come in, he was always going to go get United at the time. If we had Champions League football, maybe he would have been swayed. But yeah, I definitely like to see Van der Beek at the club.
Yeah, he's a good player, really good player. You give him the chance, and he's such a quality player.
Hopefully, Van der Vaart can have a word of him. That'd be good.
Van der Vaart, Steven Bergwijn, and Michel Vorm.
Yeah. David, Segda Davids.
David, yeah, another one.
So yeah, we had Van der Beek. We're linked with earlier today. The weird one that has come quite left field is Harry Souttar from Stoke City. Have you heard?
Oh yeah, I've heard that one. Yeah.
So 6'7" centre back, plays for Stoke. Similar playing style to Harry Maguire, reportedly. He did play against us in the cup last season under Mourinho. I think when Dele Alli done that flick, and then Mourinho criticised him.
Yeah,
remember that one? But yeah, I haven't seen too much of him, but it looks a bit of a big unit. But yeah, what would you think of that? Would you be interested in Harry Souttar?
I've never seen him, to be honest with you, but yeah, I mean, I'm always open to obviously having a tall centre back like that, and if he plays like Maguire, I mean, if he plays like the Maguire who plays for England, because the one he plays for Man United for me is a bit of an iffy one, but yeah, I think if he's good, but is he going to be another Joe Rodon who just sits on the bench?
Yeah, what do you make of the Joe Rodon situation? For me, I see a lot. Joe Rodon and Tanganga get a lot of praise on Twitter. But I don't understand it. Joe Rodon had a really poor game against Palace.
Yeah.
Like Edwards really done him. And then Tanganga, I'm not being convinced with Tanganga since the Man City game. What do you make of Rodon and Tanganga?
I like Rodon. I disagree actually. I think Rodon was probably our best player against Crystal Palace. He kept him down. But yeah, I think when Edward come on, I think he just put him in his place and said, "See you later." But apart from that, I think Rodon did all right. I don't think he did too bad. I think with Romero in the team now, I think Rodon is going to find it hard to get first team opportunities. Tanganga for me, I think Emerson has proven to be the better right back out of the two of them. So I think Tanganga would suit centre back. But I mean, I don't know. It's a strange one because plays right back, plays centre back. I think I've seen him at left back before as well. But I think Tanganga for me is better centre back. But I think he needs to play alongside someone like Romero. But not Dyer, and not Sanchez. I think Romero would bring out the best out of Tanganga, and maybe even Rodon as well, because I think he is bringing out the best of Dyer, Romero.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I think it was Romero and Rodon on Thursday night.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
But if you had to loan one of them out, then Tanganga or Rodon, who would you loan out?
I think I'd loan out. It's a tough one actually. I think I'd loan out Rodon only because Tanganga can play more than one position.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, we've almost wrapped it up then. Anything else to add on this past week at Spurs?
Not really. No, we've just got the crappy internationals coming up now. I mean, it feels like the longest week when we've just won a game. We've want to see the next one now, but we won't till another fortnight. So
Yeah, I mean we're above Arsenal, and I think we're above West Ham again, aren't we?
yeah, we're above Arsenal, above West Ham, and I believe we're above Leicester, aren't we?
Yeah, Leicester are 13th. I
Wow.
tweeted this earlier. They haven't won in 4 games. 13th in the
Oh,
league, below Arsenal, and the media don't say nothing about it. It's really frustrating,
no,
Because
it's someone said yesterday. They said Tottenham really poor, but they're sitting eighth. They said Arsenal have bounced back, but they're sitting ninth,
mm,
and West Ham are flying, but they're 10th
yeah, West Ham are flying in 10th, and then
or ninth or whatever they are. Yeah, ninth and 10th. But yeah, but us, we seem to be the feel like the victims. It's like we can't do any right at the minute.
But yeah, a lot more positive from Spurs. Arsenal dropping points, and Man City and Liverpool drawing, Man United drawing. So results did go our way in the end. I mean, I'm sure as much as we
Yeah,
want
but
them to.
tell you what, one of the impressive teams so far this season has been Brentford.
Yeah, they're going for it, aren't they?
Well,
Got Tony. I'm a big fan of Ivan Tony. Still
yeah,
not got his England call up yet, but
a strange one that, but I think it will come. I think this will be a good season for Tony to score, and especially in the Premier League as well. I think he's got a good strike partnership there with is it Bueno?
in Bremer, yeah, and the guy who scored for Brentford yesterday. I think that was his second goal of the season coming off the bench. The name escapes me. Can't think of it. The guy who got the winner yesterday. You remember the name?
Not really. It ain't Norgard, is it?
No, I can't. I don't
I
even
can't
want to have a guess at
scored
the
from this.
guy's
I
name.
saw the name, but I can't remember either.
But yeah, much more positive from Spurs. So back up. Well, we've stopped the rot, which is the main thing, and it keeps us Spurs fans a little bit more positive.
Yeah,
Going into the international break. We should give a quick mention to there was a small percentage of ENIC out protesters at the game yesterday. When I say small, I reckon about 20 people. There's 20 people with about 2 flags on tied up outside the Spurs shop. Yeah, what did you make of the ENIC out protests?
well, if you're going to protest, then literally you've got to go in like tens of thousands. You need to make your voices heard. I think it'd be the start of something now. I think it's just tip of the iceberg. I think having the 20, eventually it turned into like 13 and 15 and hundreds and that. So yeah, I think look, I've seen it on social media. There's more than 20 fans. There's probably thousands of fans that want the ENIC out and Levy out. So, but I think keep making your voices heard, and the protest will be thick and fast, and the numbers are pouring.
Yeah, I did see an ENIC out flag inside the ground yesterday, which is the first time
Yeah,
I've ever seen that. I mean, the stewards are always very quick to pull the flags down,
yeah.
but the first flag got recognised in the stadium, so there is something starting. We haven't mentioned the Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust asked to call a meeting with the board, asking what the strategy is and the long-term plans. Yeah, what did you make of that? Do you think that's fair from the Supporters Trust?
I think with the supporters trust, I think they go there and they don't really demand. It's a case. I think they
Bang
just
on.
go there and hear their point.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know too much about it. I know they're part of the board now, but I think I need to start answering some questions
Hmm.
and what the vision is and why things are the way they are at the minute. So I think they need to say, look, fans aren't happy, do something about it. Otherwise, we'll just boycott the club. Simple as that. We support the team, but we won't support the club.
Yeah, I think the
I think
problem is that
going this.
the problem is that we're paying the most expensive everything. Or it got leaked yesterday. We're paying the most expensive shirts, most expensive season tickets. And we've got to pay for all these streaming platforms just to watch Spurs, and
Yeah,
and like we're paying the most expensive for everything, and all the beers went up back in the
yeah, I know
ground.
that.
So everything we're paying top dollar for, but we're not seeing top dollar on the pitch, which is all we want to see, really. Just a bit more ambition on the pitch, even if the ambition's not there, at least get the correct recruitment, and that's not been there, has it? With the
No,
recruitment,
no, the recruitment I feel has been a bit poor, but we'll give it time. I mean, Romero looks like he's stepping up. Brian Gill looks good, and Emerson looked good as well. So, but I feel like all right, maybe this is all Paratici signing. So maybe this is a different. turning point now. So, but we'll see. It's only 4 signings. I think he's just testing the waters out, make sure they do work. Because if he signed about 10 players and they was all flops, this will be on Paratici's back. So I think he's played it cautious here. So, but we'll see. We've got January, well, in a few months' time now. So we'll see if they're going to sign anyone. But I feel like we need to. I think we need 2 signings in January, and then hopefully we can kick on for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Well, let's wrap it up there then. So we'll be back in 2 weeks previewing Newcastle away. I'm not sure if the Europa League conference games that week as well. I'll have to double check that one. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, a lot can happen in the international break. Let's pray for no injuries, especially to.
Oh, don't. Yeah, we've had an absolute nightmare. That first international break, I think we had about 10 players out. I've read somewhere as well. I think if the South American, they're going to Argentina and that, but if they, I believe if they're double jabbed, they don't have. I don't know if they've got to isolate, but they'll be back in time for Newcastle, or they don't have to isolate because they're double jabbed. So I'm not sure. But apparently the isolation period isn't as long, and I've been told that they both should be available for Newcastle, providing they're double jabs, but we don't know. I know Romero is. Apparently Christian Romero is double jabbed. I'm not sure about Lo Celso, Sanchez, and I think Emerson's been called up to Brazil as well.
Yeah, I'm not surprised actually. I think I did see the isolation will be at the lodge, so that's not too bad, is it?
Yeah. Well.
I mean, you can stream everything. They can watch the Monday Night Spurs show in the Spurs Lodge, can't they? So,
yeah, well, I don't know. I might message him. I say, do you want to join the podcast?
Yeah, you're isolating, lads. You're isolating.
Yeah, you might as well join in, have a chat, have an interview with us, and we'll have a laugh.
But anyway, thanks for tuning in, everyone that tuned in the comments. Let's pray for no injuries during the international break. And hopefully the South American players come back a lot better than they did last time. But thanks for joining me, Gaz, and I'll catch you back here soon in 2 weeks' time. Thanks, mate.
See you later. Cheers, everyone. Bye.